Progress is impossible without people willing to change their minds. That's a direct quote by George Shaw. So that's been my mindset for the longest time, ever since before I went to high school. I went to a STEM academy from 7th grade all the way throughout my senior year of high school, and that's pretty much what made me want to go to college in the first place. Before that, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but then I was exposed to so many new things that I figured I just wanted to go, and Fullerton happened to be the cheapest place to get a mechanical engineering degree, so here I am. Another thing that I really focused on is that I want to improve myself. And that's why I think I'm pretty credible in talking about this, because through all my past experiences, I've always just wanted to improve myself and use that to better other people at the same time. And so the main points I'm going to be running through is what inspired me to go to college, what it was that made me choose specifically mechanical engineering above other engineering disciplines, and secondly, what I'm going to do with my major and how I'm going to use it to help other people's lives. So first off, I had the best teacher ever from my freshman year of high school to my senior year of high school. So the interesting thing about my school is that it was so brand new that I was the first beginning class up through the entire thing. I never had upperclassmen. And I had the teachers consistently moved up with us too. And so my one teacher, Mr. Moorhead, he just spent so much time with me. He taught me how to use power tools. He taught me how to draft different designs for different inventions. It was under his guidance that even made me consider joining a club that got me interested in mechanical engineering. And so I really all have to say thanks to him for just developing me into the person I would become. Then the club that I previously just mentioned is what made me choose mechanical engineering in the first place, because it's overwhelming when you're looking at all the disciplines. You have industrial, geotechnical, aerospace, you have all the different disciplines. I chose mechanical engineering specifically because that's what I was exposed to growing up. So the club that I mentioned, it's called the Science Olympiad, and it has just like the Olympics, it has different events that you can compete in. The one I chosen was the chain reaction machine event, and that's where you have to use technical know-how that you learn throughout the course of a year in order to have different energy transfers between different mechanical devices. So let's say you set up a lever system, then that has a ball roll down a ramp. Then that hits a match that lights something else on fire that burns a string, which, etc. It can go on forever. So learning how to implement all of those, there was some, like every part was custom made. So I had to maybe weld something, solder something down, fix some wiring, or cut a match the specifically right length. And it was through all that precision and all that time I'd spent on it, because I'd spend weekends of my high school life just focused on this, nothing else but this. And it made me into a really big nerd, but into a very specific kind of nerd. So I think it was really cool that I was able to have those kinds of experiences. Then, using all my experience from that, I want to put all of it into my time at the university here. So mechanical engineering specifically, I think is cool because you can use it in pretty much any kind of discipline. And the disciplines I specifically want to focus on is research and development for companies that want to make improvement of life inventions. So take the example of a straw. I forget how long ago it was made, but it was a straw specifically made for sub-Saharan African communities, where you could dip it in pretty much any pool of water and the filters inside of it would make it perfectly drinkable by the time it reached your mouth. And it's things like that that really just blow my mind with how easy it is to just sit down with a piece of paper, jot down your thoughts, then learn how to implement that throughout all of your classes, and finally make it something real and valuable that people can use day to day. And so to wrap it all up, I came to Cal State Fullerton because I want to better myself and use the knowledge that I'll gain here to network and help communities in the future. And all my main points is that I went to Cal State Fullerton because of a really cool teacher who pushed me towards engineering. I chose mechanical engineering because of the club that he had introduced me to and all the craftsmanship that I learned inside that club. And then I want to use my degree to help impoverished communities across the world. And in closing, success is not exclusive to any one person, but to anyone who's willing to reach for it.